What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Dan. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I talk about fragrances and fashion on this channel. So if you mess with your boy, I'm gonna have you being one of the best looking, best smelling dudes on the planet, period, point blank, in the discussion. So if you like that kind of content, then I would ask you or welcome you to actually hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell icon as well. That way you get notified when I upload new content on the channel. So guys, you see the title of today's video. We're not pulling no punches. We're not going through no whole bunch of rah-de-rah. It is what it is. These are some of the fragrances in my collection that get the best ladies' reactions. These are the ones in my experience, man. Some of my best fragrances when you talk about getting a positive response from the ladies. They want to know what it is. They want to know what you're wearing. These start conversations. If these sound like the kind of fragrances that interest you, it is what it is. Some people may not be into that and may not care, or at least that's what they tell us. Then make sure you keep it locked right here, because when I come back, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into these 10 fragrances. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in, man. We're just going to kind of jump into this list. This ain't about notes and all that kind of stuff. It's just about what smells good and what gets the best reaction from the ladies. So the first one up on the list today comes from the House of Creed. It's a classic, man. This is Silver Mountain Water. Silver Mountain Water. And I did a video before where I talked about my most complimented creeds, and it wasn't a vintage. It was this right here. And again, I think because it's so fresh and aromatic and herbal, got that kind of green, relaxing kind of tea thing going on here, and women just respond well to this scent. Fresh and clean is always going to win at the end of the day, man. And this, to me, is one of the best fragrances from the House of Creed. When you start talking about something that's really fresh and clean and just really captivating, is very invigorating is the right word that I would use to describe this scent. And it gets their attention. It is what it is. It works from the House of Creed. Check this one out if you haven't so far, man. This one is called Silver Mountain Water. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list, this is actually a designer fragrance from the house of Paco, Rabanne, and this is 1 Million Lucky. Aptly and properly named, if you ask me. This features notes of hazelnut and plum, and this is just hella sexy. Period, point blank. In the discussion, it has that right amount of sweetness that women are just drawn to. So just check this one out, guys. If you've never checked it out, you know, I wear this thing a lot, so I should know what I'm talking about. Again, this is from the house of Paco Rabanne, and this is called 1 Million Lucky. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list comes from the house of Prada, and this is Prada Luna Rossa Black. Prada Luna Rossa Black. I think women are really attracted to this one because of that amber. It's just a really sexy and smooth amber. I think there's some tonka bean. It has to be some tonka bean in this, because that combined with that sweetness is what really draws their attention with this one. But man, this is a compliment monster. This is a banger. So check this one out from the house of Prada. This is Prada Luna Rossa Black. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list that fits this category, this one has been rolling into compliments as of late. This one comes from the house of Louis Vuitton, and it's called El Amancete. El Amancete from the house of Louis Vuitton. This is just one of those fragrances that is so easy to wear, so likable. I think you'll be hard pressed to find anybody that does not like the way this stuff smells, or thinks that by any means stretch of the imagination it smells offensive, because it doesn't. It just smells good. It's fruity, clean, and fresh. Just like I said when I talked about Silver Mountain Water, that's what this fragrance is. Oh my God, just one of those scent DNAs. It's mass appealing. Let's just say that and keep it there, but it rolls and pulls in the compliments. So check it out if you haven't, from the house of Louis Vuitton. This is called El Amancete. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, look, I'm batting almost 1,000 with this one right here. This one comes from the house of Bond Number 9, and this is called Scent of Peace for Him. Scent of Peace for Him. No, the reason that this gets compliments is not because of the bow tie. The reason this gets compliments because it has pineapple, grapefruit, and currant buds. And when it starts to dry down, that nice vetiver kicks in and just really gives this nice kind of earthy masculine thing with that sweetness and all those, the fruitier accord from this fragrance. And man, trust me when I tell you, this thing works. It does not hurt that this fragrance performs well and it projects, so they are going to be able to smell you when you wear this stuff right here. So again, my most complimented Bond number 9 fragrance is this one right here, and this is called Scent of Peace for him. All right guys, the next fragrance on the list, man, listen, you talk about rolling in compliments when you wear this stuff. It's a designer fragrance from the house of YSL, and this is called Simply Y. And this is the EDT. The other ones are good, but this one works the best for me when you talk about compliments. It's very fresh, clean. It's a woody aromatic fragrance, and it just works. Again, I'm not really going through notes and stuff like that, but just trust me when I tell you, if compliments are something that you are into and you never put your nose on this, trust me, this one gets the job done. So check it out from the house of YSL. This one is called Y. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on the list, oh my goodness, you got to put your nose on this. This is from the house of Navitus, and this is called Vivamor. Vivamor, what do you get when you combine Baccarat Rouge, kind of DNA with a little bit of an Aventus vibe? You get a fragrance that's going to be massively appreciated by everybody that you come into contact with. Trust me when I tell you, fellas. Trust me when I tell you, again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but man, compliments, if that's what you are, if something you're into, man, you got to try this stuff. I know sometimes it's hard to find. It's not always available through Navitus's website, but man, if you can, please check this thing out, because this is a compliment machine from the house of Navitus. See if you can check out Vivamor. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list actually comes also from the house of YSL, and this is L'Homme Le Parfum. L'Homme Le Parfum. I've only had this about, it hasn't been quite a year. I've already knocked it down to here. You guys, if you haven't seen some of the videos I've done when I've had the missus on, this fragrance is one she loves. I told you guys, I have several stories about when I wear this, the compliments that I receive. It's just one of those DNAs. You kind of have some of the original L'Homme DNA in here, but with a kind of Versace Dylan blue kind of vibe. That's the best way to describe it. What does that equal? Compliment. So check it out from the house of YSL. This is L'Homme Le Parfum. All right, guys, the next fragrance up on the list comes from the house of Tom Ford. It's Oud Wood. It's Oud Wood, and yes, Oud Wood is oud good. This stuff is a fantastic fragrance. I always tell this story when I first wore this. It was my wife's birthday a few years ago, and she was all over me. She loved this stuff, and from that time moving forward, over the course of the years, this is my second bottle of this. I had a 1.7 ounce, ran through that, and now I'm on a 3.4 ounce. I cherish this fragrance because, again, it is so versatile and works in so many situations, and it's just an added bonus that people are drawn to this, especially women, and they love the way this stuff smells and gives compliments. So check this one out from the house of Tom Ford. Again, this is called Oud Wood. All right, guys, and last but not least on the list today, this fragrance comes from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier, and this fragrance is called Ultra Male. This is called Ultra Male, and I think that women are attracted to this because this is just one of those kind of loud fragrances. It's very, very, very sweet, and sometimes really, really overly sweet. Really works with women. It features that note of pear, and the pear is very prominent and at the forefront of this fragrance. It just works, man. So check this one out from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. This is called Ultra Male. All right, guys, that's it, man. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this list today, as I gave you some of my most complimented fragrances in my collection to date. As always, I sincerely appreciate your time and attention to these videos. Of course, could have been anywhere else in the world, man, but you're right here with me, and I sincerely appreciate that. And don't forget, if you don't mind, to make sure you take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you share these videos out to some other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darren, the Bow-Tie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.